In this video, I'm going to give you 7 tips to consider when you sell your product in the market. Let's start up with tip number 1.
So we're at a farmer's market, as you can see, or artisan market. And as you see, we have our sign right back there, thin leather design. But if you're far away and you want to put up a sign and people cannot know what you're selling from far away, we did this. We put leather goods from far away. People can see that as they come closer, they can see exactly what we sell. And of course, our sign is right there. But if we were to put out here thin leather design, people wouldn't have an idea sort of what is it that we're selling. By putting leather goods, it attracts people. They get closer, they see our sign, and it's all set. And when it comes to the sign, pretty much has to be general. But what I do is, because these are not ours, the market provides these tents, but what I use is magnets in the front and the back. This then holds up and it doesn't damage the tent. So you put a couple in the corner and you're good to go.
Tip number 2.
So here's another tip when it comes down. If you want to raise, you definitely want to raise your tables from there to higher. So this is what we do here. And what we do is we put PVC pipe right on the bottom, plastic ones. And the ones that are in the front are shorter than the ones in the back. So it could be tilted and then people can go ahead and see the display like that. So it's lifted up a bit. So you put the longer ones on the back, you put the shorter ones in the front, and you get this display as you come out. I'll show you a video where to get those PVC pipes. You know Home Depot, but check this video out. To the PVC pipe section at Home Depot, and this is the one I use, the PVC pipe, 1 inch, right there. They sell them by 2 feet. And it's just $2.27. Just cut it in half, and that's the right height for the height of the table. All right, so that's this part, just $2.27.
Tip number 3.
So another thing that's super important, right? So you have your display, and you're in back of your display, and people are coming from there. Etiquette. Here's my neighbor. If people come over here now, then you could talk to them. Say, hey, how are you doing? Blah blah blah, and they're looking at your stuff. Same thing from over here, right? But never say, hey, you know what? Come over here. Let me show you something. You never want to do that. It's etiquette. You never, ever want to do that.
Tip number 4.
Hello, good morning. Who do we have here?
Hi, my name's Erica.
I'm Anna Yancy.
And we're Astor Rose Boutique and Simple Botanicals.
Yes.
Great. Really quick, what is it that you ladies make or sell?
So I make all natural soy candles that have clean fragrance.
Great.
And we have all different sizes here. We sell gems and stones and crystals.
Crowns.
And crowns over
They
here.
get so
Look
much
at
love.
these
We also
are-
have all natural body products, no parabens, mineral oil, or fragrance.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. So what suggestions do you have for somebody who's going to start selling their stuff in artisan markets, farmers markets?
I would say go in with an open mind, first of all. You know, sometimes it's hit or miss, and you got to be in it for it's like the long run. You know, you don't. One day doesn't determine how every day is going to be. So just keep an open mind, and if you love it and you enjoy talking with people and putting your creativity out there, it's perfect for you.
Perfect. Great.
Yeah, I would say prepare. That's a good one for anything, I guess. Another thing would be show up early. Definitely show up early.
Yes.
Get set up. It's so stressful if you don't show up early. I'd say, as far as like being a vendor, try to park your car as close as possible to your booth, so you leave room for the other cars to walk through. That's good.
Thank you for that suggestion. That's right, because some park all the way over there and nobody can pass by, right?
Yeah, yes, it's a little difficult. And then parking, cars are backed up all the way. And really all you have to do is just scoot in a little bit more, and it could have been resolved. What are some other good tips?
Because then you get blocked in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's like it's hard to get out, or it's like simple considerations. I definitely think like watch out for your neighbors because there are definitely always people out there that have sticky fingers, you know. So you always have each other's back. So like if someone goes to the restroom, for instance, we have our neighbor right here. I always just keep an eye out, even if she doesn't ask me to. You know, if she's not there or she's by herself. We're lucky there's both of us here today. But if you are by yourself, don't be worried because I think everybody does try to like help each other out and make sure like if you do need to run to the restroom or like go grab something to eat or something to drink, then everybody's pretty friendly, you know, and we just help each other out, make sure that it keeps on flowing.
So, park close to your tent wherever you're gonna have to go ahead and unload everything and be a good neighbor.
Yes.
Yeah, and then like pop everything out of your truck as quickly as you can and then go move it. And then a lesson that we were taught a little kind of late is that like make sure you align your table with the tent. So for a while we were kind of like out there and our lovely neighbor next door had to tell us like, hey, you guys need your tables to be aligned with your tent.
Got it.
That's another good one.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your suggestions. And once again, you ladies are?
Astor Rose Boutique and Simple Botanicals.
Thank you very much.
Tip number 5.
Hello, and who do we have here?
My name's Danielle France.
And what is all this artwork we have here?
This is all of my work. So I'm an acrylic painter based out of San Diego.
Well, nice to meet you. Beautiful, beautiful talent you have.
Thank
Now,
you.
I do have a question for you. What suggestions do you have for anybody who's an artist like yourself and want to do artisan markets just like this?
So you want to make sure that at a market you have a lot of options for people. So I like to make sure that I have my originals here, but I also have little prints of various sizes so that you give people a lot of options.
Got it.
Yeah, and then also always make sure that you have a lot of ways to have people to contact you later. So business cards, email signups, your Instagram, your Etsy, your YouTube, all of that. Make sure you're really accessible to people, and it'll bring people coming back to you.
Perfect. Now, where can they get a stand just like that one right there? What were you suggesting?
This is actually made by another vendor.
So be friends with vendors.
So yeah, that is actually a really good tip. Make friends with all the vendors. People help each other out. People do trades. You can learn a lot about how to be successful. That's actually one of my first things I always do before I try to sign up for a market is I go around and I talk to all the vendors and I ask, you know, what did it take for them to get here? How well do they do? And just kind of take notes on their booth and see.
Well, thank you very much for your input and everything that you do to be able to help out some new upcoming artists like yourself. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Tip number 6.
And here we have who? Who are you?
Hi, I'm Christiana. I'm the designer. I make all this jewelry. And I've been doing this since I was 16. And so I've done a lot of markets. I've had a lot of experience and definitely learned from experience on myself and also just learning from other vendors. And certain things that I've learned that have been very helpful is just learning to really engage with your customers because they come to these markets because they want to get to know you, the designer. So they love to hear about what you make, and also I think having a nice display, making your product look good is what's going to sell it. So there's no such thing as over-investing in your display because it does pay for itself. And also whatever it is that you sell, if it is a product, if it's going to be given as a gift, it's really important to make it special. Like don't just put it in a paper bag if you can. I just think that those little touches mean a lot to the customers. So yeah, certain things I wouldn't do is I wouldn't just like hide back in your, in your booth. Don't hide away, and just be nice.
How about your vendor? How about your neighbors here? Like
They're awful. No,
they're awful. Like
they're our buddies.
What would you say? What's good etiquette?
Good etiquette. I think just being respectful of their product, not building out your display into something where it's going to intrude on someone else. Making sure you stay within your confines. Being polite. getting to learn about what they do and respecting their art. Because we're all here because we're passionate about what we do, and being able to share that, I think, is what bonds us all. Yeah, I think just being kind.
Where can people seeing this video find you?
You can find me on my website, so it's ChristianaLaymanDesigns.com. So this is how you spell my first name, and then LAYMAN designs.com, and then my Instagram is Christiana Layman Designs. So yeah, come check it out.
How about money wise? What size of bills should people be carrying when they come?
I mean, I think that if you have Venmo or anything like that, I think you're pretty much set because not a lot of people carry cash.
Okay.
But yeah, it also just depends on like what it is that you sell and how much your product typically costs.
Christiana, thank you very, very much.
Oh, happy
beautiful,
to.
beautiful stuff you have here.
Thank you.
And thank you for helping all these people who are wanting to come out and do something like this.
Yeah, thank you.
Tip number 7.
Okay, perfect. Who do we have here?
We have Bola.
And Paula, what do you sell?
I sell jewelry,
Okay.
and it's jewelry that I have designed. It's mainly on the opposite side where you're at.
Right, yeah.
So let me show you. It is, I usually do wholesale, but these are all made out of brass, rhodium plated in sterling or 18 karat, hand enamel, but there's no nickel and no lead, so it doesn't tarnish. And there are titanium cords on some of these.
Perfect.
Wow.
Now, if somebody's gonna start, they decided they're gonna be doing the same thing. What suggestions do you have for them in regards to display? In regards to displaying their jewelry.
I would recommend that it's something that's something they're passionate about. Because if you're just selling something from China that everybody else has, well, that's going to be harder. I do have things that I do not make, but they're just my filler. So you have to. I would recommend having different price points. Highly recommend it.
How much cash for change do you think they should bring when they come?
$100, especially ones, 5s, and 10s, and then always have change for $100 bill. So I maybe do 120s and then the rest in change.
Perfect. How about etiquette with your neighbors? So like here or over there, what's a must?
I think first saying hello and just common courtesy. So don't put anything out that's going to hit their fence. And if you do, or if you have music, make sure you tell them, hey, if you want it, it's too loud, let me know. If it's not a station you like, just using common knowledge.
Got it. Any other advice you would like to give to anybody who just wants to start selling their stuff, their art, their jewelry in artisan markets?
I would say be very careful who you're next to, because they're the ones that are going to watch your booth when you go into the bathroom. So huge.
That's why you want to be friends with them, because sometimes you're going to have to run to the restroom.
Exactly. And always bring water or something to drink or something like that, and a little snack, because sometimes you don't get a chance to leave.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So much.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you very much for watching this video. Also, thank you to all those vendors that helped out with those great suggestions for all of us. Please like and definitely subscribe to my channel. As well, if you know somebody who could benefit from these different tips, please forward it to them. Thank you very much.